At a young age, David Fincher was already interested in cameras and film. The American director was raised in San Rafael, California, where as a teenager he became an assistant cameraman in Industrial Light and Magic, a studio owned by his next-door neighbor George Lucas. After some time, he worked on the films Return of the Jedi and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom as a special effects cinematographer. Fincher then went on to direct commercials for major companies like Nike, Apple, and many others. He also directed many music videos from artists like Madonna, Michael Jackson, and Aerosmith. In 1992, his first feature film as a director was Alien 3, which was disappointing both critically and commercially. But Fincher later went on to direct the thriller Seven, that received positive reviews and was a box office hit. The up-and-coming Hollywood director continued making large-budget films like The Game and the popular hit movie Fight Club. Fight Club was another letdown at the box office due to bad timing, but later became a must-have home movie. A few years later, he made Panic Room, and then 5 years after that, released Zodiac, which was a critically acclaimed film. Pulling away from his signature style of dark color palettes and gloomy settings, Fincher directed the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, starring Brad Pitt, who has acted in several of Fincher's movies. Even though Curious Case was not as acclaimed as Zodiac, David Fincher earned his first Academy nomination for Best Director, and then took on the daunting task of telling the story about the Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and the movie Social Network. The movie won David Fincher the Golden Globe for Best Director in 2011.
You know, we looked at a lot of location photographs of Kirkland and the different areas in the Harvard Quad, and kind of went, that looks pretty good, that looks pretty real. You know, we don't want to try to do the conformist, because that's inappropriate. So we're just trying to keep it appropriate and just go, well, what desk lamp would they use? I mean, one of the great things about shooting digitally is that a desk lamp can actually function as a piece of set dressing, and it can provide a key light. So it's both functional and it becomes part of your look. I mean, I don't think there's one setup in this movie that took more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes to light. You know, it's very simple.
Hey, Jeff. At the end, when Jesse leans out, you can make a little bit.
We chose to shoot on the Red 1 with the new Mysterium X chip, basically because David has always been very progressive in the HD world and new technology, and this chip came about exactly when we were starting production or pre-production on the show, so doing experiments and testing different camera packages. As you know, he shot Benjamin Button on the Viper as well as Zodiac, and this camera allowed a much greater range and color spectrum, if you will, and its latitude was increased quite a bit, and so the highlights didn't quite clip as easily as the previous versions of this camera and all other HD systems. So that was primarily the reason we chose this system.
Okay, and come walking forward. Come towards me. Cut it. Thank you. Okay, get the HDR off.